Now, the European Commission is set to present its third report on efforts to tackle the continent's migration crisis. But member states continue to fiercely resist these efforts, particularly in Hungary. Well, the current migrant relocation plan has been rejected by the Conservative Prime Minister Viktor Orban, whose government plans to hold a referendum on that quota system. Well, an advertising campaign has urged voters to send Brussels a message they'll understand. But just how successful will this be? We examine the issues in today's Focus.
Today there are 50 people waiting their turn in the mud on the Serbian side of the border. For these migrants who decided to take the Balkan route, the final gateway to the Schengen area is these turnstiles. We are in Horgosh, on the border between Serbia and Hungary. Hundreds of thousands of refugees passed through here last year, until the construction of this barrier. TAOUFIK and his family left Afghanistan 5 months ago.
We stayed for about 3 months in a camp in Macedonia, just behind the Serbian border, before continuing on our way illegally. Now everyone in our group is tired. We have small children with us. We went through the mountains, and the road was very dangerous.
Only 20 people are allowed to enter the country each day. Women and children are the priority. Some single men wait several weeks before attempting an illegal crossing. Many of them are intercepted and transported to the city of Szeged. They are put on trial here within 72 hours. Public trials are now commonplace, like for these Afghans who we were able to film. They delivered their confessions in court.
I regret what I did. I asked the court to take as mitigating circumstances my confession and the human motivations that made me commit the act.
The defendants face up to 3 years in prison, but for them it will be only deportation.
The court sentenced the accused to a 1-year ban from entering Hungary.
This is the most severe anti-migrant legislation in Europe, and it is the pride of the Hungarian authorities. LASZLO is responsible for border protection. For him, this strategy is a success.
I don't know if there are psychological factors. We, the police, must do our job, defending the external borders of Schengen. And the figures prove that it works, because previously, before the construction of the border, there were times when more than 10,000 people passed through, and now that's no longer the case.
The Hungarian government wants to make this year, 2016, a year without refugees. The climate has become very hostile towards migrants. We are in Elom, a small town on the Serbian border. The mayor was the first person to demand the construction of a fence last year.
A magyar-szerb határon fekvő Ásothalom polgármestere vagyok.
He made this video after the crisis last year. It shows local police officers whose main mission it is to track down migrants.
I want them to avoid Ásothalom, because as a mayor I want to protect my town, but I can't stop the migration that is striking the whole of Europe alone. This message is for all migrants and those who organise their journeys.
He believes Hungary must refuse the European agreement to distribute refugees.
There's no question of accepting the distribution quotas. The presence of these people in Europe is the responsibility of those who sent the wrong message to migrants, who arrived by the tens of thousands. It is the responsibility of those who let them come, such as Angela Merkel and Jean-Claude Juncker.
And to show the rest of the EU just how much Hungary wants to remain free from migrants, the government is commissioning around-the-clock production of kilometres of barbed wire in a prison near Budapest. 100 rolls are made by the workshop every day. Some is exported to countries including Slovenia and Bulgaria.
The installation of the machines began last fall, and we were producing full-time from December. Because this is a prison, and we are obliged by law to make prisoners work, we're obliged to take all opportunities, so it was a chance for our prison to be involved in this production.
Currently, over 200 kilometers of barbed wire are installed along the border with Croatia and Serbia. Kubekasha village is a few kilometers from the end of the fence. The mayor, Robert Molnar, takes us there. He is one of the most vocal opponents of the Hungarian government.
During 40 years of communism, we also had to live like in a prison, and this here is almost the same. Today they try to put a Christian spin on it because this regime wants to strengthen its image, but in the end, there is no difference.
He believes that the fence will stop some of the migrants, but it will not prevent a new humanitarian catastrophe. He takes us to the border crossing between Hungary, Serbia and Romania, where the new Iron Curtain stops outright.
Of course, it's not a solution to just let everyone in without any form of control. But you cannot treat people in such a cruel manner. But what is most painful to me is how the government is using those people for their own political gain.
The government now plans to extend the fence all along its border with Romania in order to build a barricade around Hungary. The migration pressure resumed with the arrival of spring. More than 200 people are crossing the border again every day.